We stepped into Kensington Avenue in Philadelphia, and within seconds, we knew this wasn't just a rough area. This is something completely different. People are not walking here. They're folded in half, frozen mid-step, lined up along the sidewalks like something out of a disaster zone. Except this isn't a disaster, this has become daily life. There's no hiding anything. Deals are happening right in front of you. People injecting right there in the open. Others completely gone on the pavements. And everyone else is just stepping around it like it's normal. Then, out of nowhere, a call to prayer echoing down the street. And at the exact same time, Americans overdosing just a few feet away. That contrast hits you instantly, and you realize you're looking at something that's completely broken. This is the reality of America's opioid crisis, driven by fentanyl, a drug so powerful it's turned entire blocks into open-air collapse zones. Kensington used to be a working-class neighbourhood built on factories and families. Now, it feels like the system has completely lost control. We filmed all over the world, but nothing comes close to this. Because this doesn't feel like a bad neighbourhood. It feels like a place where society is actively falling apart in real time. And the craziest part is, it's all happening out there in the open in one of the biggest cities in the United States of America. Welcome to Kensington. Welcome to Hell on Earth.
This area here, specifically Kensington Avenue, is actually the largest open-air drug market on the East Coast, and some people actually say it might be the largest drug market in the entirety of the US. Now, this area historically has been sort of a working-class area, predominantly for immigrants, so it kind of started out for Puerto Ricans, for Irish people, for African Americans and so on, and then in the 60s and 70s the industries slowly left this area and made space for the despair.
Help?
Thanks.
No problem. Something that I didn't know, and I don't know if a lot of you guys know this, but Rocky Balboa, Sylvester Stallone, the house that was used in the movie Rocky Balboa, this is his house, and it is quite literally, it's just off an intersection here of Kensington Avenue, and this is where Rocky Balboa, this is where Rocky lived.
Exactly, but I do know it's this block.
So cool.
Yeah.
So cool to see it.
Directly across from here as well is a house that says outside.
You are currently being recorded.
Outside it says that a United States military veteran actually lives there, which I personally always find very sad. Obviously, if you have brought such a huge service to the US and then you end up in an area like this, I'm sure that probably historically his family used to live here, potentially, I don't know, but it's just sad that you have to deal with this sort of a situation every day if you are a veteran.
And now you're quite literally living, in my opinion, inside an absolute nightmare situation.
This seems to have been maybe a squatter house or something. It says no trespassing on the outside.
No trespassing signs on the house, so, and it's literally like a spray painted on door, and it's all boarded up all the way up to the top. So these could be houses that were previously used for squatting by people abusing drugs.
So you know what? Let me let you inside the rock. I want to show you something.
Yeah?
There you go.
Oh, cool.
Right,
Thank you so much.
All right.
God bless.
If you notice,
Thank you.
this is a church.
Yeah?
But we also box.
Oh, wow.
We're a boxing ministry.
Wow.
So we're a boxing ministry. We are the Rock Ministry.
Yeah.
So you know the Rock's in the corner. So
Yeah.
a lot of our fighters and my pastor came out in the movie.
Wow.
Like my pastor, like I was an extra on Creed. My pastor was in Rocky and Creed. So that's my pastor was Sylvester Stallone.
Oh, wow.
If you look at the movie, you see my pastor in the corner. He's the Cud Man in the movie. So Sylvester Stallone, when he visits, well, actually, a couple months ago, we did another movie.
Yeah.
The remake of How Rocky Made Rocky.
No
And it was a
way.
younger version. We had all Hollywood here.
Wow.
Yeah,
Incredible.
It's gonna be a Rocky, the last one. And this is something called Rock the Block we do every year. We get over 1,000 people for the kids, prayer, haircuts,
Oh.
and to get them to recovery, like rehab and stuff.
Rehab, yeah.
So there was Creed.
Ah, that's Creed.
That's him
yeah.
in Creed.
Wow.
So these are some of the belts of our guys here. We actually got the USBA champion. He goes here. He's 19 years old. He's a pro fighter.
Yeah.
And this is where we fight, right here. We've
Wow,
been
you do
doing
training.
this for 20 years.
20 years.
Yes. Let me show you a little bit. I came outside right on time.
That's amazing. This place is beautiful.
Well, yeah.
How did this area sort of change in the last 20 years?
It's changing a lot. It's
Yeah?
getting a lot better. I mean,
It's getting
bad,
better. Yeah.
but not as worse as it used to be.
Yeah, we heard, this is the reason we came, because we heard that it's like notorious for being like pretty crazy with the opioid crisis.
Oh, yeah.
And
So that's why we're here.
Yeah.
Like if we can't get the adults, at least we'll get the kids.
yeah, yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and then
true.
I got an office across the street,
Yeah,
right next to our lot, that we send people away to rehab every day.
yeah,
So if you want the help is here.
yep.
You
Amazing.
know? By the way, my name is Ramon.
I'm Luke.
I am the community liaison at the Rock Ministries. So.
Naomi.
And this, we got a diner.
There's a diner in
So we
here.
call it Levi's Diner. So if you read in the Bible, Levi's the tax collector. When God calls him, he becomes Matthew the apostle. And this is where that's where they had the Last Supper.
Yeah.
It's in Matthew's house, so that's why we break bread there.
Beautiful.
So these are some of
Beautiful.
our shirts and stuff
Shirts,
that they
hats.
sell.
Oh wow, it's
We
all
also do
centered.
mixed martial arts, UFC, cage fights. We do a lot of fighting.
Weightlifting, everything.
Everything, yeah.
Wow.
And I'll show you our church.
Oh, you even have a church. Wow, it's all
But
one
it is a
building.
church, yeah.
Incredible.
This is our church. You can come in here, and then we'll put all the chairs out. Over 300 people come here. That cross was made from the beams of this building. So we made that door because we also acquired the building next to it.
Yeah.
And it fits 2,000 people.
2,000,
so everybody
yeah.
doesn't want to fight.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we're gonna do indoor basketball, indoor soccer, roller skating, movie night, mic night. We're gonna have wall climbing. We're gonna have offices on the top for GED classes and bilingual classes, and it's all free. God provides.
All for the community.
All for the kids and the.
Wow. How do you guys fund it? From like?
We get by the unions.
Yeah, yeah.
So my pastor is the chaplain of all the unions in the city of Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And they give us donations.
Wow.
And when they give us donations, they really generous. Yeah, like we don't get no grants from the city, none of that.
If people around the world wanted to get involved, how do you, like, as Irish people,
Just
how would you
just
get involved?
look at us, our email.
Yeah.
Rock Ministry, and then get in contact with us, and I'll give you.
donate.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then
Yeah.
It's
Beautiful.
Such
Yeah.
a beam of hope, kind of, in this area.
Exactly.
Walking through is a little like. Oh
It's
my
a little
God, what's
scary,
going on?
yeah.
Of course, it can be.
Yeah.
It can be if you're not, you got to be careful who you approach, and stuff like that. They could test you and stuff.
Yeah.
The first thing they're gonna ask you is, "Can I use your phone so I could call my house?"
Yeah.
Maybe you feel sad, say, "Yeah, call your mom." Don't give them your phone unless you're ready to run after it.
Yeah. Because they'll be
You
gone
know,
in a second.
don't give
yeah.
them $1 because
Yeah.
that might be the last dollar that they're gonna use to kill themselves.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Don't give them that. Like, right? And then we do something that I'm very proud of. I'm not saying it because it's my church, but you know how when you go to a lot of churches, they bring out a plate?
Yep.
We don't pass an offering plate.
Yeah.
Why? Who do we serve? The heroin addicts, the prostitutes, the alcoholics,
Yeah.
even the drug dealers. They all come here. So how I'm going to disrespect you and say, give us something.
Yeah.
Now, if you're good, with your kindness of your heart, there goes that box. You do it between
Offering.
you and
yeah,
God.
yeah.
We don't ask you for $1. We don't say you got to give me 10% of what you got.
Yeah.
No, whatever you want to give, a penny.
Yeah.
Since we do that, tsunami of donations come.
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Tsunamis.
This is such a cool place.
Here, let's go across the street.
Yeah.
So it's we. It's not me. It's that M backwards. We, all of us together.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're gonna turn this into a lot. It's a lot, but we're also gonna turn it into a playground.
Do you find that a lot of the young kids, they get tied up in a lot of this stuff because they feel like there's no hope in the area?
Yes.
Yeah. It's easy for them to get caught up probably.
Yeah, of course. What did you do?
Nice to meet you. My name's Luke. Nice to meet you guys.
Yeah.
There's a guy, by the way, we walked past him just there. He looks like he's like literally on the street, like passed out,
under this
just
bridge?
under that bridge,
All
like
right, we're
right
gonna
there.
go
Just so
check it
you know, just before we came here, we saw him and we didn't want to approach him. But
What do you usually do?
So we
As
work with
people are
overdoses, we get people into shelter, we get them into treatment, we build rapport with them, we meet them where they're at basically, and just try to help them navigate their next steps.
oh wow,
You know,
God's
I
work.
went through that. You know,
Oh, yeah.
He's from that other side of selling all. He was selling drugs. Now he works to help people, and then I was using drugs, and now we work.
Wow, God bless you guys.
Thanks.
You're doing really important work here because it looks crazy.
It looks a lot better than it did 5 years ago.
It's getting better.
It's amazing. Yeah.
Oh, that's really good to hear. We're from Ireland. We
This used to have tents on everywhere. You had to step over.
It was all tents.
All tents. Yeah.
What?
Our team's the one that resolved that.
Yeah.
Right? We're the ones that came.
You guys cleared it all up.
Yeah.
Wow, incredible.
We're the encampment team. Yeah.
Incredible. Yeah, we arrived a week ago and there was like still a lot of snow around, and
Yeah.
it didn't look like this. So now we're definitely going to see more, I'm sure.
Yeah, you are. He does a lot of good work in the community. He focuses a lot on the kids. I mean, because like even me, I live locally. It's my community, and that's why I like to help it too, even though I'm
Yeah.
not from here.
Yeah.
The problem's here. Once the problem's gone from here, I'm going to go to wherever the problem is.
You'll keep going after. That's so cool.
My daughter is going to grow up here around this, and I want to teach her the right way.
Yep.
And that gym gives them a chance to not be in that
Yeah.
and get out of it.
Yeah.
And
Is the
help-
biggest issue here is fentanyl, right? Yeah.
and metadiamine right now.
Metadiamine. What's that?
It's animal tranquilizer. I'm going to show you.
And it's really cheap, right? Yeah.
There's a group that goes around and they test the samples
Yep.
that they give out in Philly. And this is the result. 100% of the samples had fentanyl.
100%. Wow.
82.8% of the samples had metamidine,
Yep.
which is what it is. Lidocaine, which
That's the stuff that like
that
numbs
they
your
numb
mouth
your
in the
teeth.
dental.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
They're using lidocaine now to make them numb. It's an anesthetic,
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why they're knocked out and half unresponsive. 4-ANPP, which is a precursor chemical used in the manufacture of fentanyl. And then there's caffeine too. They're cutting it with cheap caffeine powder,
That's probably to make the effects even stronger.
Yeah, it's the up and down thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
That is
xylazine,
insane.
that's in 34% of samples. That was the big epidemic,
Yeah.
but now it's more metadiamine. And procaine, which is used for local anesthetic.
Oh my god.
And the last one is almost 30% has Tylenol in it, which is also a cheap alternative to cut the drug supply.
Oh.
This is my thing.
Yep.
I used to respect the drug dealers because I understood, like, you might grow up and that's what you know. But now, because of what they're doing to the people,
Yeah.
if that was your family, you would never let it slide. I mean, I came off of xylazine when that was the thing, when I got clean back in 2022. It was when I went to jail that whole year. So 2021 I went in, 2022 and 2023 I did in jail, but they left me detoxed on the floor, throwing up vial. I had an IV hanging out the cell. I got shots in my legs for it. They didn't know what to do for it.
They don't even know how to stop it. Yeah.
I was 7 days, don't even remember 7 days of that whole stay.
Oh, I'll follow these guys.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much for your time, guys. God bless you.
Thanks.
Best of luck with what you're doing as
you
well.
too.
Really.
So over here is actually the Sarnelli house.
Sarnellis, they could go in there.
They have a
But
soup kitchen there, right?
Yes, and they could go into the side and they sit there and eat.
Oh wow, beautiful. So the train is passing now. It's a little loud. That's
Like the
good.
movie Rocky.
So they open the gates over there, and there's lots of
And
seating
people walk in
available.
there, yes.
And then you also have the community garden. Is that also outreach, or is it for the teenagers
That's
here?
part of the last stop.
Oh, okay.
So there's different programs for different things. You would have came earlier, you would have seen this packed. A whole line of people waiting to get served to eat. If they breathing, don't Narcan them.
Okay.
You took their heads over and you see if they turning blue and stuff. First you give them a rub real hard, and if they don't wake up, then you give them a shot.
Okay. And Narcan is a substance that you like. How do you take
That
that?
reacts with the drug
that-
and wakes them up, give them life.
Is that an injection, or
No,
is that
it's like a sniffing thing.
This is the worst thing that I've ever seen in my life, hands down. Like the worst street that I've ever seen.
And it's people from all walks of
All
life.
walks of life, yeah.
I'm gonna have a heart attack.
So guys, this here is St. Francis Inn. Now this pole is kind of in the way of the sign here, but as you can see, there's a breakfast and a main meal that these guys actually serve the people on the streets of Kensington Avenue. Now 4:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. they serve a main meal, and then at 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. they also have a breakfast service as well. So it's one of the many, I think, outreach services that operate here in Kensington, on Kensington Avenue, so it's nice to see. Yeah. You just heard the call to prayer out loud being blasted on the streets of Philadelphia. That is a first. I never thought that I would hear a call to prayer from a mosque on the streets of Kensington in Philadelphia in the middle of the day.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah.
Don't know. Obviously, with all of the opioid abuse here, it's brought complete destruction for the local businesses. So you can see there's like entire stretches of 20, 30, 40 plus businesses that are just shutters down, closed.
The thing is that if the local business is closed, obviously you have less opportunity, you have less jobs,
opportunities,
and
less jobs.
the area will go downhill even more.
It just gets worse and worse and worse. Oh man.
And so on. So we decided to stop filming at this point and just sort of call it a safe end of the day. Let's say it like that.
All right, everyone. So probably one of the most intense videos that we've ever filmed in terms of like actually in terms of location. It is Kensington Avenue. Very, very intense. Very, very intense. The range of emotions that we felt in the space of about 2 hours. Like, we filmed this video very, very quickly. It was an in and out job, 2-3 hours. We were on the street, and the stuff that we saw, it will never leave my mind personally. There's a huge amount of effort being put in by many different organizations, and the presence of police is absolutely there. And according to the people that are on the ground, it has actually gotten better over,
which is an insane statement.
Which is crazy.
What did it look like 5 years ago if it has gotten better?
What did it look like?
It's still crazy, but the help is there. So if there's anybody obviously in the street consuming drugs in that area, there is enough help. It's just a question of the readiness of the people, I assume, because obviously in order to go into rehab, in order to find help, you need to be ready, you need to want it.
The fact that America is in this situation, the fact that there's an entire area of an American city that looks like this is unbelievable for us as Europeans. When we think of America, we think of first world, we think of the pinnacle of Western values, we think of the freedom of speech, we think of the Constitution, we think of all of this good stuff. What we saw today was the absolute 180-degree flip over opposite of all of that stuff. And the fact that you have people that are in the government right now, that are in the American government, that are so focused on starting new wars, so focused on things that are outside of America. You guys need to start focusing on what's happening in your own country. And this is my humble opinion here, guys. Like, start focusing on what's actually going on inside of the country that you actually live in. Stop being worried about the outside threats of different places. Worry about your own people, your own American people. All of the people that were on the streets that we saw today, they were all Americans, and they were all someone's son, someone's daughter, someone's family member, and they're all in positions that is reversible. It just needs a community to be built around it and efforts to be put into. Can you imagine if the amount of funding that is being put into war, the never-ending war machine, if that same funding was split into different areas such as Kensington, into cities like Philadelphia, into cities like Baltimore, Camden, New Jersey, which is just across the river, by the way, one of the most dangerous places in America. Philadelphia is one of the most dangerous cities, Detroit, St. Louis, the list goes on and on and on. And what we saw today was nothing short of an absolute nightmare situation, and something that a first world country should not look like.
And we're in no way pointing fingers here or blaming people. We're not like, look at what you've done or whatever. All of you guys know that we're the first to criticize our own home countries, our own home government, our European countries, and so on. So don't even say that we're criticizing you guys for no reason at all. We keep saying it over and over and over. Your own people need to be provided for first. Your own household needs to work before you start looking out for other people. Yeah. It's great that you want to help other people, amazing. But look after your own first. If your neighbor is dying in the street and you have to step over his cold body while going to work, that's not going to help anybody out here.
Yeah. American taxpayers need to be number one priority. Prioritize your own people. Put the American people first. Taxpayer money is being spent on keeping you sick and keeping wars going and keeping the profits rolling in. But for now, I think we're going to sign off, and I need to stop ranting, I need to calm down, and I need to get another Philly cheesesteak in me.
Just a very upsetting situation overall, I think, and it's a lot to digest. I think I'm going to take a few days off of filming and Luke as well, just to
process
get
everything.
Our own duckies back into order, because I feel like I don't even know what to say, I don't know what to think, it's just a lot.
For now, I need to remind you all, as I do every day, every video, Christ is King.
And God bless you all. Have a good day.
See you guys in the next one. Bye bye. Christ died for your sins. Repent and ask for forgiveness. Change your life.